In this video, I'm going to go through 3 crazy stories that actually happened in my office where a driver that I was examining did not like the result of their exam and in no uncertain terms let me know it. The last one is crazy. We actually had to call the police in the final situation. All right, so situation number 1 unfortunately happened to me, I think within the first 6 months of me performing DOT physicals, at least within the first year. And when a situation like this happens to you very early on in your career, you're just getting kind of accustomed to what you're doing. It's just been a few months that you've been doing this. It hits you, it hit me at least, much harder because I had to reflect on it. Did I actually do something wrong? Was he justified in acting this way? Here's what happened is, and again, everything's very cordial in the beginning. We do the exam, we're talking, no big deal, but let's just say he was unhappy with the result of his exam. So I explained exactly why and what happened and all of the options. You have options after you fail a Department of Transportation physical if you can rectify whatever the situation is. But again, he was unhappy. He walked down my hall, got about halfway to my waiting room and absolutely exploded. Called me every name you could think of and then eventually ended it with, "You're a crooked quack," and stormed out and slammed my front lobby door. And there was other people in the office, and obviously my staff is startled, and I had to kind of huddle my staff together and explain what happened, and they had to kind of go around the office and explain, not in too much detail, the situation to other people, other patients that were in the office. So again, that one hit me particularly hard and is kind of burned into my memory. It was the first time I had that type of experience. Just to let you know that sometimes drivers do act like this. They do respond like this if they don't get the outcome that they are looking for. I understand that when you come in to get your medicals done, that your job is on the line. You might be nervous. Situation number 2, thankfully, happened many years after that first situation. So I went a very long time without anybody blowing up on me again. And this person didn't really blow up on me, but again, was not happy with the result of the situation, and the person comes in, and again, I'm chatting with the people. I like meeting drivers. They have interesting stories. They drive all over the country. They do interesting things. So we're chatting, we're talking. Everything's very cordial, but for kind of a very benign reason, the result did not go the way the person expected it to, wanted to. But again, there's standards that need to be met. But in this situation, the person just would not leave my exam room. So I do all my exams in one particular room, and this person would not leave, basically kind of stating that they are not leaving my office until I give them the result that they are looking for. And eventually I had to explain that they could contact the FMCSA if they wanted. If they think that I'm not doing something correct, you're free to contact the FMCSA. They actually picked up the phone, called the number in my physical office. Eventually I had to kind of open my door and other people had to come in, and we had to kind of bring the person out, give them the phone number. Again, if the provider did something wrong, you can report it to the FMCSA. They may investigate it. We were able to, probably after about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and again, I've got people stacked up in my waiting room, get this person out of the office. And again, we never heard from that person after that situation, even though they could have come back and just rectified whatever situation was, and maybe the exam would have gone differently, but we never heard from them again. Situation number 3 was crazy. We actually had to call the police in this situation. The driver comes in, and again, everything's very cordial. We're talking back and forth. I'm doing the exam, no problem. But I was getting the sense that they thought that the DOT physical was just a hoop to jump through. It was a foregone conclusion that they would pass. They just had to show up and they would breeze right through it. And again, that's just not the way the DOT physical works. There are standards that you have to meet, and if you don't meet those standards, you cannot pass the DOT physical. And it's the main reason that I started this channel. I do a bunch of videos on the different standards: hearing, vision, blood pressure, sleep apnea, etc., because I want drivers to understand what the standards are so that they can be best prepared to go in and pass the DOT physical, or at least understand what might trip them up so they're not caught off guard. But this person was certainly caught off guard and absolutely exploded. So this person is in my room, my exam room, just cussing and yelling and calling me a fraud and everything else, and the people at the front desk can hear it at this point. And I open the door and I'm trying to get this person to leave, and I end up getting this person to the front lobby, and I feel that they are going to leave at this point, and they just pull out their cell phone and just start filming everyone. There's patients in our lobby, they're filming our staff, and we are asking this person, okay, we understand, but you have to leave now. You just have to leave our office. You know, this person is getting very aggressive. Other patients that are in our waiting room are starting to get very uncomfortable. My staff is starting to get very uncomfortable. It goes on for maybe 10 or 15 minutes back and forth. Okay, we just need you to leave. Eventually we had to call the police. The police show up and they interview this person. I don't know exactly what was said. The police come into me and ask, do I want to press charges for trespassing? I say, obviously not. As long as we've got the situation handled where this person leaves and does not ever come back, we're okay. So that was the end of the situation at this point. But again, this person had been filming for probably 10 minutes in our lobby while he was yelling at us and while we were asking him just to leave. So I ended up going on YouTube, going on Instagram, going on Facebook, just searching for the name of our business, my name, for probably 2 months, hoping that they posted this video because of how bad it would have looked for this person while we were asking this person just to leave. And he was continuously filming all of the different people in our office and, you know, cussing and berating us as this process went. So I was hoping to be able to find that video footage just, you know, for proof that I, you know, handled the situation hopefully appropriately. In 10 years, that's the only time that we've had to actually get law enforcement involved, and I hope that never happens again. All right, so that's the 3 stories. Again, leave me any comments in the comment section below, any questions. If you are a certified medical examiner, I'd love to hear if you've had a similar story to this. Hopefully nothing like that last story. All right, everyone, until next time, stay safe.